G'day guys, welcome back to the Bob Project. This is part 3. I've got to say 3 because I get in trouble for saying 3. See how I grew up, man. Come on, man. Like, it's my neck of the woods. I don't pronounce my words properly all the time. Maybe if I did, I wouldn't be a motorbike mechanic. Who knows? Anyway, so today we are dismantling the calipers. I'm going to replace the seals. I'll show you what they look like at the moment. The brakes actually worked. The brakes still worked. But you'll see as I delve into it the reasons why you need to restore the calipers. Look, if it's something you're not sure about, hey, watch the video, it's great. But please, look, take it to a licensed mechanic. Don't mess around with brakes if you have no idea. Yeah, I don't want to be responsible for you guys. Yeah, just don't mess around with brakes. So this is more aimed for people who, you know, are semi-mechanically minded and are confident. Don't be calling me up going, oh, I did the brakes, it doesn't work now. A couple of tricks I've learnt in these calipers. So I'll be stripping them, cleaning them, degreasing them, blasting them, painting them, and then I'll be applying some 2-pack clear on them. Same with this subframe behind me. The 2-pack just gives a real strong finish, especially in the calipers. Makes it more resistant to brake fluid, which is, you know, when you're trying to bleed the system, it's inevitable you'll spill some brake fluid. That's about it. Alright, so we've got these calipers here. So I'm just going to point out something I noticed. So you see this caliper here. So you see a little bit of seals sticking out there, all crud. Overall, it's pretty. Someone's had a go at painting these before, I could tell. So my trick is, just to make it easy to get the pistons out, I've still got the whole system hooked up. So, and you notice too, I've actually taken the pads out and taken the mounting bracket off. It's so much easier to undo that little flathead cap, and also undo the pin. This pin here that holds the pads in, while the caliper's in place. Makes it hard when it's on the bench like this. So you can see I've still got the whole system hooked up. So I've just put in these spanners here to stop the pistons going all the way out. So I'm just going to actually just crank these until it stops the pistons coming right out. Yeah. But so the method behind the madness, right? So you can see how far they've come out. So they're not in there much more than that. Now I'll disconnect the brake lines and I can do the rest of the air gun. So I'll just pause for a sec. So my apologies, a bit of media mishap on my behalf. So I thought I was recording, I wasn't. So you missed out on me getting these pistons out. So what I basically did is I gave the body itself a little bit of a heat with a heat gun. That being alloy and the pistons being metal, this will expand quicker. And sometimes I'll even use a little bit of Lubex, so lanolin based like WD-40. So I'll give that a bit of a clean, spray there, heat up the body, and then I use my compressed air gun. It's got the rubber special tip on it. You buy these from Snap-on. They're a bit dear, but you know what? It does the job. So put that in there, a rag, carefully have a rag, have fingers over it. Don't put your fingers there, you'll get them jammed. I have them here, so even if it does fire, my fingers are going to blow away. I'll just stop it from orbiting somewhere. So I'll pop them out, and sometimes you get both come out. And the first one that happened, the second one came out and the other one was stuck. So then I'll swap over to my piston pliers. These are actually piston removing pliers designed for it. So they grip on the inside to prevent any damage on the outside. If you don't have a pair of these, a decent set of circlip pliers. So internal? Yeah, internal circlip pliers do the same sort of thing. So, alright, I'm going to get on for it, get these seals out. This one here, you can see one of the reasons why you restore these calipers. These actually aren't too bad, these ones. There's corrosion. Come on, would you focus? So there's corrosion on the inside. It's a bit hard to see. I get corrosion in here, and what that does, it pushes the seal it makes the seal diameter a bit smaller, so it's always really grabbing the piston. So when you press your brake, and it may seem trivial and minute, so when you press the brake, the seal, it's actually seal there, instead of that sort of piston sort of sliding up and down like that, it actually it grabs it, and the seal will twist and then twist back, so your piston will come out and then slightly in, because the seal pulls it back in again. It's like and that tiny little bit of gap always gives you a bit of free play at the lever, and no matter how many times you bleed it, you always get this funny thing. So calipers getting clean, rebuilt, painted, yada yada. So I've degreased the calipers and cleaned them up, and the more I cleaned the worse I could see it. You can see where those seals, come on, zoom in, where the seals sit in that groove there. It's all corroded. So what I'll do now, I've got to degrease them again. This one here's still got grease in it, in that groove there, and I don't want to put grease in my sand or my soda or sandblasting cabinet. So I thought these had been resprayed, but they haven't, the original. So that one looks like a bit of paint. I don't know. So this little machine mark there. Anyway, I'll give it a whack. So I've just soda blast these. You can see, oh, that's a good shot there. You can see in the groove where the seals sit, the soda absolutely destroys that corrosion that sits in behind the seals. Same with the other one. Look at that. Nice, clean surface for those seals to sit in. A little bit of work still to be done there, but pretty good. And also with the soda, I found that if you just give it a real light soda, it gets all the brake dust and gum off these retaining pins and clips and all that sort of stuff for the brake, without taking away that protective coating on it. So it's a real light soda, so very useful, the soda cabinet. Alright, I'll rinse these out in hot water, let them dry, and then I start masking them up, ready for the grit to get all this paint off. And then I'll show you a trick how to get, this is the original finish. So it's got a bit of a metallic sheen to it. It's not black, it's not grey, it's not silver, it's kind of a almost gunmetal grey with a little bit of a speckle on it. I know there's people out there who've gone and got the colour code and colour matched and all that sort of stuff, but I like to try to save a little bit of money and do it on the cheap, and help you guys out to do stuff on the cheap too. Alright, I'll show you that trick coming up. Who doesn't love a good segue? So just bear with me. So what I'm doing at the moment, I'm getting the rear sets all ready to be blasted, because I've got some glass and media in my cabinet. While the glass and media's in there, I'll blast all the alloy stuff. So I thought I'll show you this, because I normally do rear sets and brakes at the same time. So the easiest way to do it is I disassemble the rear set. This is the left hand side, and how to check it. So you just got to hold that against the frame like that. And now I'm looking, see, I'm checking that's parallel with the frame, the bit where the foot peg goes. That's nice and parallel. That's a good set. So I can put that in a blaster to blast. Now if you come over here to the brake side, when I hold this against the frame like that, look where that one is. I'll do it with a different angle. Alright, holding it. Yeah, it's, well, this is really hard to film actually. Yeah, it's really pushed in, and so this is why you see some CBRs, they'll have a scuff here. I've seen some where the weld's even rubbed off, where the heel guard's rubbing against it, and eventually over time. So, and I was looking at this, so Honda in their ingenuity have made these a sort of sacrificial part there. So they bend right here, and you can tell normally these holes, they go sort of oval, which makes sense. Otherwise, we'd be snapping the tabs off these frames. These rear sets are so strong. But I looked at this one here. When I look down, it's actually twisted. So I'm going to have to heat this one up a little bit, because normally I'll just put this in the, well, I'll put it in the press like this, a bit of heat on it, and I push down on that against Yes, I'm pushing down, so I'm trying to kink this back up to bring this parallel. So it doesn't bend here, it just bends right at this point there. You can see it's bent, but this is actually bent and twisted, so wish me luck there. Alright. Yeah, so I played around this rear set off camera, gave it a good heat up and done this and done that. I was in the press. It was so hot I couldn't handle it with my hands, so I had to use pliers. But yeah, I just went a little bit too far, and then I felt the press just go crack. I was like, okay. So found another set I got, and that just needed a little bit of a tweak, and like I'm really happy with these ones. Come on. So yeah, that's sitting much more straighter than the other one, so that is a winner. So I've got a set now. I'll put these through the blaster. Well, actually, I might film this black one getting blasted because it'd be cool to watch all the black paint come off it and the beautiful alloy underneath it come through. I'll do that. So I've been blasting, oh gosh, I don't know how long, but too long anyway. So the paint coming off that reset, oh, that one, yes, it was the brake one. So it was coming off too slow on the glass, so I actually put in the soda. So that's all the stuff I've blasted, this rear sprocket hub. Don't worry, the seal and bearings are getting changed. It was just leaving in the protective material. Got some axles ready to put some clear on. I even went ahead and the reset bolts, like 10 or 12 bucks each, and it only takes a second in the blaster. Gear lever, brake lever, foot pegs all done. They'll get masked up and put some clear on it to keep that from rusting that metal plate there. And also, this is the bolt for the subframe, because you see these ignition bolts. So all this is going to get masked up and cleared what's steel. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you this. This is the master cylinder from Bob, and this is why I pull them all apart. See all the gunge in there? Now there's two ports in there. There's a bigger one where the brake fluid goes through, and then there's like a return or bypass port, and its hole is very, very small orifice. It's about the thickness of a wire brush bristle. So that blocks up, this one here's blocked up. So these brakes are working fine, but what happens when that port's blocked up, there's two things that can happen. When your brake fluid starts to get hot, like you're going for a hard ride, it starts to expand and it needs to go back into the master cylinder, and that's where it goes through this little bypass port. If it can't go through there, because it expands in the caliper, it grabs the brake more, it gets hotter, grabs the brake more. You hear people go, oh man, I was riding my bike and suddenly the brakes start to come on by themselves and lock up, and I can't push it. So that's the reason why. And the other thing is, when you try to bleed the brakes, if that port is blocked, you've got no chance. You're going to be bleeding for days. It just doesn't. It needs to be cleared. So, and that's that. And also this is, oh, they just fell apart. It just sits in there like that. So you can see that seal is pretty shagged. It's almost the same diameter of that piston. Again, these brakes will work, and when I got the bike and I pulled it apart. But guarantee, if I just went to go bleed the brakes, because when you press the brake and you're pushing this beyond its normal range, so it sits in like this. So when you're normally braking, you're just moving about that much. You go to bleed it, you're going to push it all the way down there. When you push it all the way down there, you'll go inside. Oh, you can't see in there, but it'll be a bit murky in there, so that'll tear an old seal like that in no time. So you'll go, I don't understand. I went to bleed my brakes are working fine, now they don't work. So have a good look at this. I'll clean it up, mask it up, and then I'll put it through the glass bead cabinet, and it'll come up like brand new. Bye. I'm going to show you this. So this is that rear master cylinder that come up like brand new, like I said. And these are the ports. I've just got a torch in there. Whoa, you can see the two ports. Probably see without it. Come on. There you go. Yeah, see how small that little port is? And that's crucial. Right, so that's it. She's all blasted with the glass media, so it actually can go ahead, and I'll change the media in that cabinet, put some more aggressive stuff, and then start on the bracketry and calipers and blah blah blah, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, get onto it. Alright, here we go. I'm going to show you how to dust these calipers. I've got the rear caliper here, my little hanger, which is basically, it's like a what do they call it, just threaded rod, and I've bent it into a shape of a battery pull down bolt. Really handy, so I can handle it and then hang it up to dry. Here we go. So I've got some cast iron paint. I'm just going to dust it. Alright, so let's have a look at this come up. Oh, it's going to be hard to see on the camera. I'll get another bit I've done earlier that's got clear in it, because once this gets clear in it, it just really pops. Alright, so I use a brand called Abro Engine Enamel. This is their cast iron colour. I'll show you another bit, give me a second. So this is a ignition cover I've done with the same effect. You can see the reflection, you can just see in the reflection. So that is just a gloss black, and I dusted it with what's called cast iron, and then 2-pack clear. Look, it's slightly different to the OEM colour, but you know what, it's close, it looks great, it looks heaps better than the standard faded stuff. Yeah, job done. This is my setup here. So I've got a couple of subframes heating up near my patio heater. It's a bit cold here today, so when I get ready to paint 2-pack, I don't get there's a name for it when it goes all cloudy. I'll put it in the description because I can't think of it. It's like bleaching or blonding or bonding, I don't know. Alright, so now I've just got to do the clip-ons and we're ready for 2-pack. So in wrapping up, this is part 3. So start off the brakes and end up doing the rear sets as well. I just wanted to get all the glass bead blasting out of the way, so it's said and done, and then I can change the grit and you know, do the calipers. Now I can move on to brackets and that sort of stuff. So all my glass beading for Bob behind me is all been done. Speaking of Bob, the buyer who is actually going to buy Bob has pulled out, unfortunately. Whoops. Circumstances changed, so he no longer can go ahead with the purchase. So it is available if you're interested in Bob. Especially as you start to see it come, like get together and start to look really, really good. You're going, oh wow, that's a really nice, neat bike. So I've got a lot of the stuff all blasted, looking really good. Stuff's been painted. Now it's 2-pack, it's drying. I'll give the calipers, you know, at least 2 to 3 days, and then I'll put it back together. I probably won't do a video of that because it's pretty boring, just putting pistons in and seals and whatnot. But what I will do is show you the after when the calipers are all together. What's my next pan? Oh, I had a bit of a mishap. So I made this, like, it was pretty windy outside. For some reason, man, every time you shake a rattle can, the wind just picks up, I swear. Like, there's no breeze. As soon as you start to hear that rattle, rattle, bang, wind comes up. So I made this makeshift wind thing, this old fence I've got. And yeah, it fell over and took out my eBay special tripod thingy. It's a lighting, I think it's a lighting thing. But anyway, they're like 20 bucks for 2 of them, so in the bin you guys, all dead. So alright guys, enjoy, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time for part 4. What's part 4 going to be? Part 4, probably forks maybe. Hopefully I'll get the wheels back soon. Wheels are at the powder coaters. Yeah, it's about it I think. I'm going to go wash myself because I'm more sticky from the paint. Cheers.